Hi, Jason Ganahl GQue BBQ. I am the founder, aka Maestro of Meat, aka Sultan of Swine of GQue BBQ, an ice cream farm. We were founded in 2015. At GQue BBQ, we are Colorado's only championship barbecue. We pride ourselves in making same-day barbecue that goes straight from the pit to the plate to your mouth. So my background is a barbecue eater and consummate protein eater. I used to be an athlete. I love eating big chunks of meat. In fact, all I used to ever eat is meat and potatoes. That's pretty much it. So I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I moved out here to Colorado 12 years ago. And in my early 20s, late teens, all I ate was meat. I've always been a big fan of it, and I graduated from eating turkey sandwiches to barbecue, also around that same time in my late teens. And I found all my favorite places in St. Louis to go get barbecue. And I don't consider myself a barbecue snob as long as it's not over-seasoned or over-sauced and it's got that hint of smoke, which is what makes barbecue taste so good. That I'm drawn to it like a duck to water, and I really enjoy it. So I lived in St. Louis till I was 30 years old. Moved to California for a year, found my favorite place to scratch that barbecue itch out there, and then moved to Colorado a year later, and I've been out here for 13 years. And when I first moved out here, I would drive 30, 45 minutes to find my favorite place to get barbecue. And it would be great, and then I would go back the second time, and it would be vastly different experience than what I had the first time. So after trying this 5 or 6 different places, I went online, and I stumbled across the Kansas City Barbecue Society. And what they do is they put on professional barbecue contests all over the United States. And I thought, this is great. I can go become a judge, and I can eat the so-called best barbecue there is. I get asked all the time, where's the best place to go eat barbecue? And it's not at a restaurant, it's under a judge's tent at these professional barbecue contests that they have all over the country. So I was a judge. I judged for 2 or 3 years, and I'm just naturally a very competitive guy. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to get on the outside of the tent and compete in these contests? And I was very intimidated at first because I've always smoked meat in my backyard, and certainly it's not something that anybody's going to line up, and it's certainly not anything anybody's going to be willing to pay me for, right? So I remember I have a very vivid memory of attending the Frisco barbecue contest that they have annually up in Frisco, and trying a vendor's rib and taking a bite of it and thinking like, holy cow, this is one of the best ribs I've ever had in my entire life. And then I saw the results of where that guy came, and he was 5th to last. So I thought, oh man, there's no way. I'm not gonna embarrass myself by getting into one of these contests. But for whatever reason, went ahead, got into one of the contests, and I was instantly hooked. I just love the camaraderie of it. It's like a tailgate without the game. You sit around, you put your meat on the smoker, and then you just hang out with the other barbecue guys, drinking beer, telling stories of varying degrees of truthfulness, and just being generally satisfied of where time takes you. And then you wake up the next day, and of course you've got the barbecue competition. You crank up the music, your pits. There's all the smoke in the air. It smells great, and it's just it was like a perfect place for me, and I was instantly hooked to the camaraderie, to the competition, and of course the delicious barbecue of a contest. So I competed for about 3 or 4 years and just gradually got better every single year. And then finally in 2013 and 2014, we were highly successful competition barbecue cooks. And then I got to participate in all these really great invitational barbecue contests. And while I was there, I got to meet and hang out with what I consider the top barbecue cooks in the country. They're excellent competitors, and they have very successful restaurants. And they started explaining to me the volume of barbecue that they would sell and the revenue they were generating at their barbecue restaurants. I kind of thought like, well, if they could do it, why can't I do it too? And then that's what led me to opening up GQue BBQ. We just had a 5-year anniversary 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, in Westminster, Colorado. Creating a thriving culture is a challenge every single day. But what we try to do is we try to create a common purpose for all of our staff members. And we try to create the best 20 minutes of the day for every single guest that comes in our door. I talked a little bit about competition. In competition, we want to be number one, but we want to be number one with every single guest that comes in also. And we do that by trying to deliver the best 20 minutes of their day. It doesn't matter if somebody had a bad day at work where they got yelled at by their boss, they want to feel better by coming in the restaurant, or they want to celebrate a birthday. We want to ensure they have the best 20 minutes by getting their order to them enthusiastically, by getting it to it accurately, and of course, tasting great. So COVID's been a challenge not just for us, but for essentially every single business owner and for every single person that doesn't own a business also. It's been really hard on the restaurant industry. There's been restrictions put in place. For example, we have to limit the capacity of diners that we have into our restaurant. However, on the flip side, our landlords aren't reducing the amount of rent we have to pay every single month. So that's been a huge hurdle for us. I've been really proud of the way we've adapted to it. We've gotten creative. We've done streamlining a lot of things so that we know, since we can't have people coming inside, we've tried to create an environment to make it really easy for them to order it and take it away. We've offered an incentive. We give people a discount of 15% to place an order online so they can come in and just pick up their food and walk out without having to interact with anybody at all. And that's served us well these last couple of months while we've been limited with our dine-in capacity. The best piece of business advice was never given to me in a direct conversation. It's something I listened to in a master class by not even a business person, but a scientist. And it was a piece of advice that his dad gave him. And he said that it was much better to be effective than be right. And I know that I get caught up in all these little conversations throughout the day where I want to demonstrate that I'm right with my opinion and all that. And once I'm able to give up the opportunity to be right in these situations and just not defend a position and just listen to people talk, and I don't get emotional about things, the people don't get emotional about things, I'm way more effective. Therefore, it's more important to be effective than it is to be right. Next year is kind of complicated in the restaurant space. COVID and the restrictions will dictate a lot about how we can attack next year, but we always want to attack and try to get our barbecue into more people's mouths. We love our barbecue, we think it's great. We want to deliver on that experience of giving people the best 20 minutes of their day. So we're actively looking for new spots, new locations around Denver that we think a good barbecue place would go. First of all, it's flattering that I can be considered a titan in anything other than eating barbecue, so thank you for recognizing me as a titan of the industry. I think to become a titan in your industry, more than anything else, is you just gotta have passion around it. I'm a big believer that other people pick up on your passion around whatever it is, and then it gets very contagious, and it catches on like a fever. I also think passion can cover up all the other shortcomings that you have. Passion is what every single titan has to have.